The movie begins in Badger, Pennsylvania, where a family prepares for dinner when a powerful explosion knocks them unconscious. They hear mysterious sounds outside and experience alarming symptoms upon returning home, shattering the tranquility of their peaceful life. One by one, they begin to cough up blood as they battle to breathe. Sadly, these lethal and enigmatic repercussions finally claim the lives of every family member. The film then cuts to a scene where Lauren, an X-ray biologist, is hearing news broadcasts about the effects of climate change while she is in her room. Lauren is deeply affected by the news of an explosion, leading her to submerge in a bathtub with wine, haunted by childhood memories. Soldiers arrive at her residence, urgently requesting her expertise at the site of the explosion. When Lauren gets to the explosion scene, she reluctantly accepts to go with them. Colonel Emery gives a briefing to Lauren and David, an astrobiologist. He clarifies that a meteorite was the cause of the explosion and the poisonous fumes that followed. The meteorite has strangely vanished, dissolving into the earth. Colonel Emery begs Lauren and David to look into the matter and offer their expert opinions. Colonel Emmerich expresses his trust in Lauren's abilities, citing her renowned reputation. He believes that if there is any extraterrestrial element involved in the incident, Lauren will be able to identify it with a keen sense of purpose. Lauren and David proceed to the site of the meteorite crash. While David does not find anything unusual, Lauren's attention is drawn to a small red plant growing from the crater. Lauren is intrigued by a unique meteorite and investigates its presence. After returning home, she searches the dark web for information on similar incidents worldwide. She discovers a similar event in Russia, where a similar meteorite released poisonous gases causing numerous deaths. Despite an interview with an eyewitness, the Russian authorities were able to hide the information and destroy the alien object. The lady who spoke up is discovered dead a few days later, which heightens the mystery and puts the movie's developing events at risk. Not long later, two medical professionals can be seen getting ready to do an autopsy on a family patriarch who died from the meteorite's poisonous fumes. While they scrutinize the corpse, they see that the corpse doesn't have the customary rigidity associated with death, and his skin looks quite normal for someone who has died away. In a startling turn of events, an incision causes a strange, glistening black liquid to escape, only to be reabsorbed into the body. One of the physicians runs away in fear while the other tries to speak with the deceased guy who has suddenly started sitting up. The man remains unresponsive and motionless, with his head bowed down. A check for a pulse reveals none, and his body is alarmingly cold. This phenomenon leaves Lauren and the observing scientists utterly perplexed. The situation escalates when everyone's phone stops ringing simultaneously, signaling that numerous dead individuals from the town have mysteriously come back to life in a similar manner. The media is tense due to the resurrected individuals, who are unable to respond to doctors' attempts to show them photos of their families and homes. A government official questions why only 49 people have been reanimated, despite a death toll of over 1,300. According to a scientist's conjecture, only people who were close to the meteorite impact site have ascended. He proposes that the particles from the meteorite, which appear to be changing their internal organs, were breathed together with the poisonous air. One of the raised dead moves during this chat, a behavior the scientist says is becoming more frequent. He discloses that every one of the revived people appears to be facing a certain way. Lauren talks with Emmerich about the issue and makes comparisons to a comparable event that happened in Russia. Nevertheless, Emmerich begins to question her assertions during a White House meeting because of her dependence on data obtained from the dark web. It is disclosed that the resurrected exhibit no signs of heartbeat, respiration, or brain activity. Their organs and tissues contain unfamiliar elements and compounds, and their DNA has been fundamentally resentenced into a different life form, presumably of alien origin. A military general proposes incinerating the bodies, but Lauren reiterates her theory about the Russian cover-up, which is met with skepticism. The president, cautious about taking drastic measures, refrains from authorizing the incineration and instructs the scientists to conduct further research to understand these extraordinary occurrences. The narrative takes a personal turn for Lauren, the exobiologist overwhelmed by the extraordinary events unfolding around her. She drinks a lot of booze in her automobile as a form of consolation. She remembers her father taking her to a hidden spot and telling her to keep it a secret from everyone, including her mother. During this vulnerable point in her life, she is disturbed by this recollection, which is cloaked in mystery and mistrust, so she takes medicine to try to cope. The search for communication with the rising dead is also ongoing in the interim, but all of the efforts are still in vain. Lauren is getting more and more frustrated as she cries out for them to respond in any way. In a desperate attempt, she walks into the prisoners' quarters and goes up to a small child. Among the group, Lauren shares a personal story with a girl about her emotional response to her mother's death at 10. She acknowledges this as abnormal. During a phone call, the girl notices a wallpaper of a red plant from a meteorite crash site, surprising Lauren by grabbing her arm. This interaction transcends a childhood favorite book. This unexpected reaction prompts Lauren to inform Emmerich that the girl responded to the image of the plant. David, another scientist, observes that all the risen dead are oriented towards the crash site, drawing a parallel to the sacred direction of Mecca for Muslims. The plot thickens when news emerges of a massive tree-like structure that has rapidly grown at the meteorite crash site within just 2 days. Lauren and David, arriving at the site, are astounded to see the once tiny plant has now transformed into a gigantic tree. This tree is not only altering the soil but also the air around it, creating a toxic atmosphere for humans. Lauren convinces Colonel Emmerich to bring a risen individual to the site, but the man initially doesn't react. However, after revealing his alienity, he opens his eyes and becomes a bright blue, revealing that he must stay near the tree to survive as the Earth's environment is incompatible with his existence. This event highlights the dangers of bringing risen individuals to the site. Lauren's revelation about the true nature of the risen and the impact of meteorites on extraterrestrial beings leads to discoveries. She holds a press conference to share her findings, explaining that alien trees provide life-sustaining elements for extraterrestrial beings, similar to Earth's plants. Lauren suggests the existence of wormholes close to their solar system as a potential means of intergalactic travel when asked how the aliens got to Earth. Lauren's therapist messages her from home, saying she would want to talk to her about her frequent flying dreams. During this reflective moment, Lauren's father visits her. Their interaction is marked by awkwardness and emotional distance. Lauren's father reminisces about her childhood passion for science, recalling how she wanted a science lab for her birthday and used an old shed for her experiments. He mentions that Lauren's mother had been concerned about her daughter's intense interest in science and space, despite his attempts to connect. Lauren maintains her distance, leading to his eventual departure. The military soon calls upon Lauren as the alien refuses to communicate with anyone but her. In a deep conversation, Lauren asks the alien about his purpose on Earth. He reveals that his home planet became uninhabitable, forcing his species to seek a new world. Intriguingly, he mentions that a human identified as Supernova 94 provided them with detailed information about Earth, including human strengths and weaknesses. When David tries to extract a sample from the tree and infuriates the aliens, the situation gets worse. Lauren is powerless to dissuade the aliens from demanding that they stop. She tells the extraterrestrial that the military intends to destroy the tree. The extraterrestrial then uses his incredible skills and malicious purpose to take control of David's mind, unleashing mayhem among the troops. As the troops, driven crazy by the aliens' powers, turn on one another, this mayhem turns fatal. The military conducts an assault on the tree and the alien in the meanwhile, but they are repelled by an unseen force field that shields the tree. People throughout the world begin reporting unexplained, menacing occurrences, including hearing unsettling noises coming from a variety of natural sources. Lauren watches news of worldwide calamities, including dying crops and earthquakes, and faces the threat of extinction. The military incinerates victims, fearing alien interaction. In this apocalyptic scenario, Lauren travels to the town where a meteorite crashed. Lauren visits her childhood home, finding her father alone. Despite the danger, she experiences freedom and leaves her past behind in the movie's climax. She encounters an alien tree, noticing its altered appearance, indicating a transformation. Lauren is informed by the alien that these events have been triggered in part by her presence. He discloses that Lauren took part in an event. She doesn't remember a discovery that starts to reveal her buried past. Lauren's memory transports her to a covert childhood expedition when she complied with her father's directive to conceal their location. Her father, a senator deeply involved in classified projects concerning extraterrestrial life at Area 51, was called in regarding an alien capture. Lauren, driven by curiosity, secretly followed her father inside the facility. In the flashback, Lauren learns that the alien was attempting to plant something on Earth and could fly. Overcome with curiosity, she enters the room where the alien's body is stored and touches the alien's pod. This contact triggers a mysterious process, transferring the alien's consciousness into Lauren's back at home. Lauren's extraordinary scientific talents begin to manifest. She confides to her school teachers that she's an alien trying to return home. She becomes socially isolated as a result of her unusual conduct, and she spends endless hours working on scientific projects in her shed. After building a sophisticated radio, Lauren starts identifying herself as Supernova 94 and sending messages into space. When her mother finds these communications, the name on her calendar shows who she is. Lauren becomes angry as she is forbidden from using the shed by her. She draws designs of wings all over the walls, and a doctor tells her father that she is only half human at the moment and she has DNA from an unidentified species. Lauren's helmet is taken off by the alien, allowing her to breathe in the poisonous atmosphere. Lauren breaks down in tears as she discovers who she is and the reason behind her challenges throughout her life. Lauren's father mourns the revelation of her true nature, while strange egg-shaped objects around the world release smoke that transforms the atmosphere for alien species but is lethal for humans, leading to a radical transformation of the planet. The movie ends with an alien tree dominating Earth, and Lauren, after accepting her identity, sprouts a wing symbolizing her connection to the alien race, marking the end of a journey of discovery, transformation, and acceptance.